Coach, a tough loss at Ohio State, but now 3 weeks into the season, you finally get your first home game. Talked to some of the players earlier; they seem pretty hyped about it, and can't wait to run through that tunnel. We'll start with an opening statement from you, and then take questions.
Yeah, Saturday night, tough loss, tough night for the Broncos. That was a really good Ohio State team. They are talented, disciplined, and they executed at a high level. My challenge to our players, our coaches and staff, and also myself after the game was to not use the fact that they're a really good team as a crutch or an excuse to not look in the mirror and see how we can be better and how we need to be better, and use that excuse to not learn from the failure. Because we did not play to our standard. They were really good in all three phases, but the bottom line was there were two different teams, one that played Wisconsin and one that played Ohio State. And I think that was the most disappointing thing for all of us, players and coaches, was we didn't play to our standard. And so we really had to take a look in the mirror, see why, and really it boils down to how you prepare and practice. What you do during the week shows up on game day. And so I felt like it became a really great message in our first 2 weeks of the season. Our first week, we had great preparation, great intentionality, focus. We practiced every day and every rep like it was game day. We played well, and those traits showed up. Our second week was not as good a practice. And I think that showed, and I think that's a great lesson for all of us. And so really the challenge is you have to win the games during the week. You got to go 1-0 every single day. That's the challenge. Our guys are excited to turn the page. I met with the Leadership Council. They wanted to take ownership and not leading and helping, the team practice at a high level last week. They were bought into the message and really the things that we need to be better at and the things that we can control and our standards. So I was really excited about their mentality, them taking ownership and really wanting to lead from the front and lead by example. And they're really excited to play at home. Com University game, first home game, play in front of our home crowd. It's best atmosphere in the MAC. Our student section is awesome. Our fans are awesome. Com University is a big deal, great tradition here that really involves or gets the community involved and brings the community together. And we are looking to have a great week of preparation this week and really go attack each day with focus and play it like it's the game. And so our guys are excited, and I am too. It'll be our first home game. I can't wait for Saturday night. The last thing I'll say is I want to give our athletic director, Dan Bartholome, a shout out and congratulations winning the One MAC Administrator Award. His leadership has been awesome, has really changed the culture here, raised the standard in everything that he does. I'm thankful to be his teammate and to be on his side, but his leadership has been awesome for our athletic department and for me in particular.
You mentioned it a little bit, but tell me about how exciting it is, the level of energy you feel from these guys to go out, want to get a win in front of their hometown or in their home crowd and a lot of their families as well this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, it's an electric atmosphere. Our student section and fans bring great energy, which I think is a competitive advantage for us. They show up and show out. I was really impressed with the energy that they brought, and our players feed off of that energy. And one of the things and one of our goals that we talked about was making sure that we take care of home field first. And so our players are excited to play in front of our fans, be at home, but also their families.
Coach, you've had two guys on defense really playing well. Bilal Kone has been outstanding at corner, and Donald Willis is a tackling machine. Can you talk about those two guys?
Yeah. BK, Bilal Kone, and Don Willis have both played at a high level, both games, leading the team in multiple categories. Don has led us in tackles. He had 10 against Wisconsin. I think he had 11 this week against Ohio State. And so he continues to show up around the football and get the ball carrier down, which is all the things that we challenged him with this offseason, was playing at a high level. He's one of the most explosive players on defense. He's one of the most talented. He's got great length. Same thing with BK. BK, I'm really proud of BK's maturity and his growth and development and how consistent he has become in the habits that we talk about. He has really become a leader in that corner room, and he's got great traits as well. He's long, he's fast, he can cover, but he also is a willing tackler, which you don't always get with corners. But I challenge our corners, during training camp. I said the most physical teams. You look at their receivers; if they block, the corners will show up in tackles. Those are the most physical teams, and they really took that to heart, and they played at a high level. And really, we've got a bunch of guys on defense playing at a high level. Again, to me, the things that we did really well in week one didn't show up enough last week. We didn't play disciplined and detailed in the fundamentals, and that showed.
One of the strengths of the team going into the season was the offensive line, and you had to shuffle the deck a little bit there. How did they grade out this week?
Yeah, not a winning grade for our offensive line. They've played at a really high level, consistent level. Since I've been here, Coach Mendelson's done a great job with that group, and really that is our bread and butter. That's how we're going to be built, and as they go, we go. And so, listen, it's not just the run game that it's pass game, pass protection, all of those things matter and show up. And listen, injuries are a part of the game. We've had to shuffle some things around, but it's next man up mentality, and they expect to play at a better level and a higher level. And again, they're ready to go get that taste out of their mouth this week and get back on the field.
What have you seen in Bethune-Cookman?
Yeah, Bethune is a really well-coached team. They've got speed. They're talented, especially at the skill positions. They've got a veteran quarterback. They've got a running back who is really good. Their punt returner and kick returner, D's number 5, is electric. He can take any touch to the house. Over his career, he's had 4 kick return touchdowns. So he's definitely been a guy that we have made sure and emphasized with our guys. We have to be sound in our coverage lanes and make sure that we get him down. On defense, they've got 2 power 4 transfers at defensive end. They're long and athletic. And then on the back end, they can run and cover.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.